Hello, friends and book lovers. Welcome to Prepare Your Shelf for the week of October 14. I'm Amy. I'm one of the buyers here.
And I'm Elizabeth. I'm the marketing manager.
And we're excited to tell you about some books that are coming out this week that might help you prepare your shelf.
Yes, we are. Very excited.
Take it away.
My first book is called That's a Great Question I'd Love to Tell You by Elyse Myers, which, when you're talking about this book, it is kind of a hard title to talk about because it doesn't sound like a title. It's a little bit of like who's on first, but that's a great question I'd love to tell you.
Hey, what's this book about?
That's a great question. I'd love to tell
Thank
you. So Elyse Myers became popular on TikTok. So if you are on TikTok, I'm going to guess you already know her name. If you're not on TikTok, she tells funny, humorous, slice of life stories about her own life. She shares dating stories, just like funny things that happened to her. She is the kind of person that kind of accidentally gets into a lot of interesting and funny situations. And the way that they're describing this book, which is a collection of like written out stories, in the same vein of the videos that she makes, is Elyse Myers is known and loved for sharing personal stories of the most uncomfortably awkward and painfully human moments. Which I love that definition because I think I can absolutely relate to that, of like sometimes it is uncomfortable and awkward to be a human, and finding someone else who can like commiserate in that is really empowering, I think, and fun. And so I'm very excited about the release of this one in book form so that we can have our TikTok favorite in physical book form.
So, very relatable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. My first book that I'm excited about is called The Bog Queen by Anna North. Anna North wrote a book a couple years ago called Outlawed, which is like queer Western rebel librarians.
Fun.
And I loved it. Yeah. I never thought I would be excited about a Western. This is not a Western, but some similar themes are going to come through. So this is being described as like literary, historical, feminist fiction with true crime mystery elements and elements of ancient history. So there's two timelines that are going on. So ultimately it's a body is found in a bog in England, and an American forensic anthropologist comes to try to figure out what happened. And she discovers that this body, although it's very clearly been in this bog for like 2,000 years, like since the Druid age, is very well preserved. And so she's trying to figure out what happened to this Druid queen, while also learning, like, you learn all this stuff about moss and like the history that it holds.
Interesting.
And so it's got like environmental elements. I think if you like Charlotte McConaughey, who wrote Migrations and Wild Dark Shore, you would like this one for the like environmental impact, looking at the history of the land, because the anthropologist also starts to bump heads with like peat miners who are trying to sort of take parts of the land for profit, and then also activists who are trying to maintain the land's historical value. And so you get like some of the ancient history of the Druid Celtic culture, and she starts to see parallels between this ancient Druid woman's life and herself. I think also for fans like us of Kelly Barnhill's When Women Were Dragons, there are some elements of that in there. I think also, I had one other comp title that I would compare it to. It has completely lost and slipped out of my brain. But if you like environmentally sound or like questioning, realistic, but also with historical elements, there's obviously the mystery. I love her writing. I think it's going to be great.
Fun. Love it. All right. My second one is from another name that you probably know, Nick Offerman. So this is called Little Woodchucks, and it's written by Nick Offerman as well as Lee Buchanan. So he's a co-author on this one. But we know Nick Offerman from his acting, but we also know that he is a woodworker, and he has had various types of media that have like alluded to that or taught people about woodworking or things like that. And this one's for your kids. So this is a collection of 12 projects that you can do with your kids, or your kids can do on their own. And it's a beautifully formatted, like narrative project book. So there is a lot of text that kind of like walks you through everything, but there's also these really cool like spreads and images inside. And so it's going to be a fun book to just look through, to do projects with. I think this would be a great parent-child project book that you can do stuff together. And it's just like the classic Nick Offerman humor as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think this will be also really good as we're coming up on the holidays.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Shockingly, the holidays are right around the corner. Mm-hmm. So if you're thinking about gifts for the little ones in your life, think about little woodchucks.
What a fun thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you've got an active kid, I'm thinking of my nephew.
Yeah.
Who just likes to learn and just do stuff and create stuff and build stuff.
And they're
creatively and imaginatively anyway.
Yeah.
Constructive.
They're cool projects. Like you can make a whistle and a little free library. And what else is in here? There's 12 of them. 12 projects. A kite. So
amazing.
I think a lot of people are going to really love that one.
Maybe if you just, you're not very handy, but you want to learn yourself.
Yeah.
It could be for
all ages.
For all ages. Because I want to build a little free library.
Yes.
All right. So I also have another one for younger readers. This is a middle grade fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
It is called Dragonborn by Struan Murray. It is a book about a world where dragons have gone away, been extinct, except for slumberers. So another throwback to Kelly Barnhill's When Women Were Dragons.
Yeah.
This is not a dragon rider type book.
Mm-hmm.
This is people who have dragons sleeping basically within them that have to be awoken by some event. So the main character is dealing with grief over her father's death. Her mom is kind of controlling. And as, preteens and teens do, an event, she just sort of explodes.
Great.
With a roar, and it is fiery. And so
a different version of puberty.
Very different version of puberty. So she ends up going to this like dragoning school and has to figure things out. Couple really cool things about this book. It's got beautiful, beautiful sprayed edges, which we're seeing more and more in like young adult and middle grade, which is fun that they get the pretty books too. This one, the sprayed edges look like dragon scales.
Love it.
So it's fun. It's going to be the first in at least 2 books. They haven't decided yet if it will be longer than 2 books, but there's at least 1 more book coming. And it was originally supposed to be published in the spring, and the early readers were so excited about it that the publisher was like, all right, nope, we got to get this out in the world. Let's move up the publishing schedule. And it has map and illustrations that are done by, I've just forgotten her name, Devin L. Kurtz, who did the Bakery Dragon book about baking bread. So you've got that tie-in of like this illustrator who does other dragon illustrations is also doing illustrations for this book. So yeah, I'm excited. It's a new dragon world, perfect for fans of Wings of Fire.
Yeah.
If you like that kind of series, just adventure, coming of age with dragons.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. My last one is just a short call out. And this is for the fellow parents of toddlers, because if you have a toddler at home, you know the literary genius that is Sandra Boynton.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that is a universal parental experience at the moment.
As an aunt, I know.
Oh, yes.
All of
and
Sandra
so
Boynton.
If you are a little tired of your bedtime routine with the same Sandra Boynton books over and over again, I have a new one to add to the stack, to add some variety in the form of a holiday book. So this one is A Dance with Santa Claus by Sandra Boynton. And it goes along with the song that ended up on her Christmas album, Cows and Holly, but is also just one of those lyrical, you can read it. You don't have to sing it, but like you can read it or sing it, or it's the classic Boynton style book that I'm sure your toddler and mine will love.
I also have a kid's book to shout out. This is When the World is Puddle Wonderful. It is a collection of E.E. Cummings poems that is being published for the first time as a picture book with this beautiful illustrations by Blanca Gomez. It tracks the seasons of the year, so you can, pick it up each month or go throughout. You could incorporate this into your bedtime reading. Get a little bit of poetry, a little bit of culture, but it's imagined. It takes E.E. Cummings poetry and imagines it for contemporary young readers.
Cool.
And the illustrations are just adorable.
Yeah.
So really excited to get some E.E. Cummings poetry out into the younger generation.
Love that. thanks for joining us for Prepare Yourself, and I hope you found something you love to read.
See you next week.